Hello and welcome to mbbs, your one-stop resource for exam preparation. This video will help you master 5 concepts related to forensic medicine. Number 1, law. Number 2, crime. Number 3, justice systems. Number 4, the structure of the judiciary in Pakistan. Number 5, important sections of the Code of Criminal Procedure and Pakistan Penal Code. Before we master these concepts, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to this channel for future videos. And yes, there are more videos coming. Let's dig right in. Law. When human beings started living in communities and developed the concept of society, they soon realized a need for certain rules and regulations in order to maintain social order and achieve goals of mutual benefit. In the absence of such rules, quite understandably, there would be the risk of anarchy and exploitation. As civilizations progressed, different forms of governance were adopted, and it became necessary for the state to implement some rules. Laws are thus rules that the state imposes on its citizens, such that their violation would result in penalties or punishment. Laws are made in 2 ways. One is based on past judgments. When one judge decides a matter a certain way, it becomes binding on the following judges to decide similar cases in the same way. The original decision thus becomes the law. This form of law is called common law. Common law, as we just discussed, is based on the doctrine of precedent. There's another way in which laws can be made. This is called law by statute or civil law. Here, rather than following precedents, a group of authorized people write laws in the form of statutes. This group or body of people is called the legislature. The justice system in some countries is mainly based on common law. In others, civil law is followed. Most countries, though, have a combination of the two. A crime is an act that belongs in the category of acts considered crimes by the law of the land. What defines a crime is determined by the relevant jurisdiction. One action may be a crime in one place but not in another. A few acts are considered crimes almost everywhere. For example, theft, rape, and murder. Justice systems. Different countries have different justice systems, yet 2 major forms of justice systems are found in most countries. They are the criminal justice system and the civil justice system. It's very important to know the distinction between these 2. The criminal justice system comprises several government agencies, including the police, courts, prisons, and lawyers. The criminal justice system seeks to deliver justice to people accused of crimes. Here the process starts when law enforcement is informed that a crime has been committed. If an arrest is made and charges are brought against someone, they are prosecuted and their crime is considered a crime against the state. Examples of such crimes include murder and child abuse. It's very important to know that the state represents the interest of the public in such cases, and the victim acts as a witness. The state acts as a prosecutor, and the process seeks to determine the innocence or guilt of the accused. A conviction usually results when someone is found guilty of committing a crime. Such conviction requires evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. The punishment awarded could be a fine, jail time, or even a death sentence. The civil justice system works to resolve disputes between individuals and organizations. Here, the purpose is not to prove someone guilty or innocent. The aim is to determine whether an offender or a third party is liable to pay a victim or his family. Examples of civil cases include divorce proceedings, property disputes, and medical lawsuits. Winning a civil case requires a preponderance of evidence. This means the judge must believe that the victim's claim is stronger than that of the perpetrator. Structure of the judiciary in Pakistan. A case in point. The legal system of Pakistan is based on the British legal system due to the fact that Pakistan was a dominion of the United Kingdom until 1947. At the lowest level, there are courts of the first instance where a civil judge may hear civil cases and a magistrate hear criminal cases. No appeals are heard in these lower courts. Next in the hierarchy of the legal system are courts of the second instance, the district courts. Here, appeals related to cases in the lower courts and cases of a more serious nature are heard. These courts can award the death sentence. A district civil judge hears civil cases in the district civil court, and a district sessions judge hears criminal cases in the district sessions court. The courts of third instance are the high courts. There's one high court in each of the 4 provinces in Pakistan, and there's another high court present for the Islamabad region. Appeals from lower courts are heard in the high courts, and cases of an even more serious nature are heard there. The High Court must confirm a death sentence for the execution of a convict. The top court in Pakistan is the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Pakistan is the highest appellate court and the court of last resort. Code of Criminal Procedure. Important sections. This is a document which details most elements of criminal law in Pakistan. From the point of view of forensic medicine, mainly 2 sections are relevant. You need to remember at least numbers of these sections. Section 174 and Section 176. Both of these sections are related to the investigation of the cause of death. This investigation is called an inquest. An inquest in legal terms refers to any inquiry conducted to find the truth in a matter. However, this term is used mainly when the inquiry is around determining the cause of death. Such death is often believed to be due to unnatural causes such as suicide or homicide. Section 174 mandates a police officer to conduct an inquest. A police officer in charge of a police station, upon getting information about someone dying due to suicide or someone being killed by someone else, machinery or an animal, or any death that looks suspicious, should proceed to the place where the dead body is. The police officer should intimate the magistrate as well. Section 176 mandates a magistrate to conduct an inquest when a person dies in police custody. Like sections 174 and 176 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, it's important to remember a few sections of the Pakistan Penal Code. Pakistan Penal Code, or PPC, is a document that elaborates on different crimes and their punishment. Sections 300 to 308 are related to death and murder. Sections 332 to 338 are related to bodily hurt. I'll provide the details of these sections in the description or the comments section for anyone interested to read more about them.